and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Early break.
How to present the card.
Present your credit card or your debit card. And you're presenting generally
At first,
debit.
when you said that, I thought you were talking about your business card. And I go, but you're giving them your business card.
Oh,
Thank you. And I'm Steve Sipple from On3. And if you need to log in, do that.
You will get an occasional, like
with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hi.
It is weird seeing you right here, dude.
3D, baby. 3D.
It is weird seeing you right here.
It was almost like he didn't know how to open the show either.
I was going to say, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Look at it. He's like awkward sitting there. He doesn't know how to.
I'm just happy to see you guys.
Right now.
Part of me just wants to get up right now and give y'all just a group hug.
A big group hug.
Maybe later.
I think I tried to give Nick a hug when I walked in today, and he sort of like pushed me away.
You didn't want to give him a hug?
That's not true. We shook hands.
You haven't seen him in how long?
I don't know.
A month and a half? When did you fly out, Raff? March when?
I think it was like 3 weeks.
I would say it wasn't that long.
3 weeks, I think.
Feelings fade, I guess. So, anyway,
some things never change. Man. Welcome back.
Absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder.
I don't know what to think right now.
How was the weekend, gents?
It was a good weekend, man. It was a good weekend. Raff, we'll start with yours, man. Flights and everything were good?
Yep, flew in, got back to Lincoln at about 10 o'clock on Saturday. Flights were good. Even United even gave me a free upgrade. I don't know what that was all about, but I took it. I smiled. So that was cool. And and Sunday watched basketball. It was good. It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend. Son Keenan had him and Maddie LeBlanc, soon to be Maddie Davis. They had a wedding shower on Saturday. So what's the smile for right there?
Nothing.
Man? You gonna say something like?
Oh yeah, just say it, Nick.
Just say what you're gonna say, man.
I was smiling at a text.
Oh, okay. Texting during the show. Nevertheless,
on our text line 402-464-5685. Yes.
So we had that Saturday night. That was a great event. Me and Dennis LeBlanc, we were talking Saturday. He was like, AD, we were saying, a year from now, 6 months from now. Now it's next month.
Huh.
So my middle son, Keenan and Maddie, get married May 17th. So that's going to be a great event. So we were just kind of having a good time with that. And then obviously a lot of good basketball that was on. It was a laid back weekend, man.
Does Dennis, do they have grandkids yet?
Yes.
They do. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. They got a baby. I think it's one or two. I know one for sure because she was there on Saturday night. But this is Dennis's daughter and son-in-law have one. And they have another son that lives in Texas. And but it was a good event, man.
Are you gonna be Grandpa AD or what's it gonna be? I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but once these marriages start happening, I think it's a good.
I haven't really thought about it. It doesn't even matter to me, man. Grandpa, pops, it doesn't even matter to me. Probably not. We haven't got that formal yet. Probably not going to call me by Aaron. No.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, we also have AG now on the show. What's up, AG?
And chilling. I'm about to get in better lighting. I thought this was a good spot.
That's all right. That's all right.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, my man. Doing good, brother.
There we go. I'm gonna come over here. You can see.
How was the weekend, AG? It seemed like you were doing some pretty cool stuff.
Oh man, I had some fun, man. It was a gamer's dream. I got to meet. I think I saw pictures. Well, I gave you, Raff, your love, right?
I saw
it. Little dig dug in your life there.
I expect that to be in your man cave next week.
I might have to do that just because my boy. So whenever I have Raff up at the house, we got Dig Dug for you.
Dig Dug tournament.
I know enough people here in Wisconsin to track down a Dig Dug arcade cabinet. So I will work on that. That's one of my missions for 2025. All right.
I love it.
So I went to the Midwest Gaming Classic, which has been a gaming convention going on for 24 years here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it's basically local fans of gaming that basically 20 years ago got together and said, hey, let's do this, and people start bringing in their collection of video games. So consoles, computers, and then everything else, comic books and Pokemon and anime, cosplayers, people, grown people that dress up and it's not Halloween and they come in because it's October or March now and to dress up as their favorite anime characters or video game characters.
So did you dress up?
No, I didn't dress up for this one. Usually my rule is to the first time of an event that does have cosplay, I do dress up. I did it at San Diego Comic-Con where I dressed up as Michael Keaton Batman. And Y'all went dark there.
No, we good. I just pushed the wrong button. There it is.
Okay.
We're back. It
But
was
no.
funny.
So I planned it out for next year. One of my crew members, a friend of mine that helps me out, we had Alan and his friend Andrew. And so we talked because Andrew, he's a big Luigi fan. He dressed up as Luigi. So I was like, okay, either I'm going to do Mario or I'm going to do, I was a Call of Duty operator a couple years ago when I was coaching at Lakeland. So I think I might do that. I still have that costume. So, and I have a couple Batman costumes that I could still throw on. And I have Black Adam as well. The Rock played Black. I have that costume as well. I might throw on for a day or two. I don't have to wear it every day. You could just wear it one day, which is good. So
I actually turned on a movie last night, guys.
What'd you watch?
Batman Dark Knight.
Ooh, good one.
Best
Let's
movie.
Good one.
I've told you guys my favorite character in any movie, Heath Ledger is the Joker. Rest in peace.
Yep, best one. Academy Award not winner that year.
The scene. I struggled last night to think. Okay, what is my favorite scene in all of this?
Oh, it has to be. I know what it is. I already know what it is.
I think it's gonna be the one where they act like he's dead, and they bring him in the garbage sack and they lay him on the pool table. They lay him on the pool table.
Yep.
And he goes, all right, so he's dead. That's 500,000. And then he like shoots up and he's like, how about alive? And then he ends up killing that one guy, the mob leader of that group.
Yeah.
And they're holding
Maroney or something like that.
They're holding the two other guys and they go, all right, we have aggressive expansion. And he grabs the pool cue and snaps it in half and he goes, but we're going to have tryouts. And I was like,
that is it.
I don't know if there is a better scene across all movies that I enjoy watching more than where he's like, but there's who wants to join our team.
Yeah.
We only have room for one. So we're going to have tryouts. And he drops like half of the pool stick in on the ground. And it's just like, dang, this is a pretty sick scene right now.
Hey, the other scene I thought you were talking about, hopefully you was going to pick, Nick, was the one he said, hey, you want to see me do a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. And he took Michael J. White and body slammed his head on the. I was like, oh my God! He just said, "Let me do a magic trick."
He just like licks his lips nonstop. He's like, gone, and he waves his hands. He's like, ta-da! And I think it's one of the best movies ever made, personally. And I can watch it probably once a week just for
easy. I do.
Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Yeah. So he what was going to add to that? Darn it! Oh man, I had a good.
I keep on having visions of, hey AG, we're gonna need you to dress up, and AG's like, not a problem, and he goes over to this little statue and opens up the head and pushes the button, and the closet opens up, and he's got his bat suit sitting there in the.
Man, yeah. Yeah, that was when I saw that movie. Oh, so fun fact about that. So I was a Texan when that movie hit the theaters that summer of 2008. And of course, by that time, everybody knew I was a Batman fan. So the local media in Houston called me up earlier in the week. They said, Amon, are you going to go see Batman Returns this week? I said, of course I'm going. I'm taking my wife and kids to the movie and everything. So they're like, okay, would you want to do an interview after? I'm like, yeah. So after I came out right away and was like, Heath Ledger for the Academy Award for Best Actor in a Movie. It will happen this year. They're like, what? I'm like, he just put on a roll of roles of Joker, because people don't forget. I think if you're not a fan, the role of Joker started on the big screen anyway, when Jack Nicholson took it over and did what he did with it, right? And he brought his craziness to it and just made that character a little bit bigger than Batman, right? And to be honest. And then Heath Ledger came in and dropped the mic on it. I was like, he's getting the Academy Award. I said, this is going to be the first actor to win an Academy Award for a comic book movie, because he did everything that if you read the comics, that the Joker is. He's crazy. He's maniacal. He doesn't care about anything. I don't even think he cares about himself, for that matter, the next person. And that's what you saw when you watched that movie, Nick. I mean, Nick, AD, Raff, everybody listening in. It was, for me, being a Batman fan, I was like, oh, I kind of like the Joker now, even though he's a baddie. he went gangster. He was a gangster anyway. He went totally hardcore in that movie.
100%. And then there was Colligan J makes a great point. He says, as time goes by, that movie will become even more and more of a classic. The scene with the Joker and Batman in the police station was absolutely fantastic.
Cell phones,
the one, my insides hurt. He's got the cell phone in him, the big guy. But then when they but Commissioner Gordon is alive and he goes back to the police station when they catch the Joker the first time, they're like the mayor's standing there, just like Commissioner Gordon, and everybody's clapping, and the Joker's just there. And, I mean, it's just the sarcastic clap. I just seriously, I love that movie, and you guys know it. I'm not a big movie guy. So the fact that I'm even talking about one like this is pretty shocking.
But you are very sarcastic, so I understand it.
That's why I'm
right. and then another good scene, and we can move on, is when they hijack the school bus. And then they blow up the buses go to the hospital, and he's leaving the hospital, and he's trying to he's a nurse. He's in the nurse's outfit. He's in drag, and then he hits the button. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and then just boom.
And then boom, and he's like, oh, there it goes.
It's so nonchalant.
It's just
that's it. The nonchalant of it is the part that I love, because he's like, the button didn't work. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it is. I'm blowing up a hospital, by the way. I'm not just flicking on the lights in the middle of the night to surprise everybody. No, I'm blowing up a hospital, and it didn't work right away, but
it's
there it goes.
Anyway, there was records that would place this weekend too in hockey. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I did see the highlights of this one on ESPN, and don't want to mispronounce his name. How you pronounce Alex's last? Is it Ovechkin?
Ovechkin.
Alex Ovechkin, 20 seasons along with Wayne Gretzky's 20 seasons. Games 1487 to 1487. Total goals, Alex at 895. Obviously breaks Wayne's at 894. Power plays, Ovechkin at 325. Gretzky at 204, but a record that didn't seem like it was going to be broken ever. Same amount of seasons for Ovechkin to do that. I thought it was
same amount of games.
It's still just crazy,
insane
with that. But how many more points that Gretzky has than everybody, because he had all the assists through the years. That I think that is the record now that probably won't be touched. But it's pretty cool that he was able to pass the great one.
Well, and he's done it all with the same organization too.
Capitals.
With the Washington Capitals, which in just sports in general, across different sports, it's just so rare, right? And so the fact that the Caps were able to hold on to Ovechkin for his entire career, and that he was able to do this is really, really cool.
Well, and
just like I said, the same amount of games. That's why you like sports.
That's so even better.
Romantic in that aspect of the things that are synonymous with the great ones.
Yep.
And it's like the same exact amount of games. 1,487. He has one more goal.
It's just weird, man.
And there's no argument now. There's no argument now.
No.
Because everybody, like, for LeBron's sake, right? He's like, yeah, you played 20 years. You could break every record in the NBA. You know, they're like, oh, you got Michael Jordan's record. Well, yeah, he had 20 years. So that part of an argument for Ovechkin is not there.
Right. Absolutely.
So they're going to say he did it in the same amount of time. You know, so that's one thing that he has to have hanging over his head or hanging over the record. Or once he goes into the NHL Hall of Fame, that'll be one less little anecdote some commentator or a reporter could put over, him going in.
Here he comes.
We're talking about his guy, so he's got to come in.
He's got to bring in the bobblehead.
He's got to bring it in.
Oh, he about the goal. He brought it. Hit it, DP.
Hey, he's your guy.
That's DP with the buzzer and the bobblehead, right?
Just straight up like that.
And JP mentioned Sue, Lincoln Stars. They won the Anderson Cup for the first time since 2004. So big shout out to the Lincoln Stars for doing that. First time in 21 years that they're taking care of business.
Raff, what are you doing Friday?
I will be working in Ralston, Nebraska.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I know. You're going, I heard.
I think I'm going to go to the regular season finale for the Lincoln Stars this Friday. They play Tri-City on Friday. They're 43-15. 43 and 15 are the
Oh
Lincoln.
wow, that's a heck of a
It's
book right there.
literally incredible.
They got to buy for the first round.
They have home ice advantage for the entire Carton Cup playoffs. So that's big time there.
Big shout out to the Stars. Folks, we got a packed show for you this morning. A lot to discuss. There was a lot of Final Four action that took place this weekend. Of course, the Huskers taking care of business this weekend in Vegas. Austin, when we come back, I'm going to tell you his flight schedule.
Isn't it? Was he flying at 1 a.m.?
I'm going to tell you.
Is he still there?
I'm going to tell you when we come back. I'm going to tell you the flight schedule because we were texting last night. And I was like, good Lord. So he's going to be glad to be home. We'll discuss that. A lot to get into with Husker sports this weekend and just sports around the world. Folks, it's Monday morning. The sun is out. Come by 1040 O Street, grab some coffee, hang out, read a book, or just grab something to say hi to the fellas. We'll be right back. It's The Drive.
Give your furnace a break.
Heartland
of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow-smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us. The the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All righty, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. Beautiful day in Lincoln, Nebraska. Birds in the trees.
Yes, it is.
Not one bird never even moved. He just stayed there the whole entire time.
He's been there for about a year.
He's constant.
After I read.
Whoa, I never even noticed him.
I'm about to put Nick's head through that window.
Oh, come on. Put me on that crown.
I'm about to put his head through that window, man, with his beard and all. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack's been a well-respected representative since 1999. Help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, and even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward. Learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Gentlemen, UConn wins their 12th national championship. And I tell you what, man, there was a segment on there. They were interviewing him after the game, and he was just in tears. You know, and that team is stacked and loaded. And I guess I'll go around to all of you guys. Nick, I'll start with you. Did you expect the score to be that lopsided?
I didn't expect it on Friday to be as lopsided as it was against UCLA for UConn.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they beat UCLA in the fashion that they did, I realized, okay, maybe they're even more legit than we expected.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I mean, just over the course of the year, guys, I would put Paige Beckers into the Caitlin Clark conversation.
Hello.
And actually, if I had to pick one player, it would be Paige Beckers.
Hello.
I think that the amount of things that she accomplished at her career. Now, granted, right? There's no scoring record, and Caitlin Clark is phenomenal, right? She's phenomenal. However, when it's all said and done, I think I would lean towards Paige Beckers. And I appreciate the way that also Paige Beckers chose to come back to school.
Mm-hmm.
She chose to come back for another year. And Gino Auriemma is one of the greatest coaches of all time. And I was stunned to see that it had been 9 years since UConn had won a title. I was stunned to see that. Because I thought that, number one, they had won one more recently. Number two, they're always in the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
They're always in the conversation.
Well, AG, what's your thoughts on Gino? Raff, I'll get back to you last. I want you to answer this last. Nick, you mentioned 9 years since he won his, but he's always in contention. He's always in the conversation. He's done it the right way. He's done it his way. We want to call old school. Sometimes old school is not old school. It's just culture, you know. And AG, think about the magnitude of 12 ships that he has now, man. Do you see him to keep going, AG, or do you think he is thinking, you know what, I got a few more in me and I'm out? Or do you see you don't see it, it just keeps going for a while?
Yeah, no, that's the type of question where, just like I would do back in the day, hey, you got to ask him, because it's on him. You know, he's had great success coaching at UConn over the years, and then whatever other college maybe he was at before. If UConn was his only school, you know, fantastic. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And what I like about every basketball player that comes out of his program, they're going for more success. So he sets them up for, you know, future continued success and growing as people they are. Rebecca Lobo, she's been on ESPN commentation for women's basketball and women's sports ever since she left. She was a member of the early WNBA when, you know, things were just getting off the ground, and she still is commentating NBA and college basketball today. And other players, Sue Bird, the name one, she was in Seattle when I got up there as a Seahawk myself, to be around her and find out like she is a competitor. She's fun loving. She's awesome person. So the players that he develops is just not on the basketball court as well. It's off the court. And so they understand everything around us, kind of similar to Coach Osborne, how he developed us and how we had to grow as people on and off the field. So to him, and I think, like I said, it started, it's up to him when he decides to lay it down. Is he, obviously, the GOAT conversation, I believe he will answer that question as, look, I'm not here about having those conversations. And we can, obviously, but still, to his old and what he's done, he kind of knows where he stands among coaches. Maybe, you know, numbers wise, he's probably the best, but I know it's other coaches out there like, you know, Pat Summitt, you know, God rest in peace there, and other, you know, George Thompson, you know, or Thompson out in Georgetown, you know, God rest in peace there as well. But for what he's done, and from the players to the organization itself in UConn, when you think of UConn basketball, you always think of the ladies first and what they've done. They actually kind of helped the guys on some of their bootstraps in some of the years. I remember when the Ray Allen years were there at UConn, I was always thought, you know, about the Husky ladies first, because they were doing it strong for a long time. And to do that, like you said, I think one of you or Raff said something about culture. Yeah, that's where it starts. It starts with the attitude, man. You got to have the attitude of, we're going to do it like this. We're going to show up on time. We're going to watch film. We're going to prepare. And when we lose, it's a learning experience. It's not, oh man, you know, we point fingers or we blame somebody. There's nobody to blame but yourself as an individual to look to get better. And I believe that's how he's coached his players. And Beckers was just another disciple to come out of there. And I think they were locked in as a team. If you see from the UCLA game to now, when I watched the UCLA game, when I saw the ending score, I was like, this team is locked in. They're ready to get a national title regardless of who is the leader, even though Kate Beckers is the leader. And they were for that, because last year when can't think of the lady girl's name now, that's in Indiana right now with the Fever, Caitlin Clark, you know, that was a battle. And they learned, right? You know, they learned from that situation. They got beat up. But they had to now, you know what, it's our turn. And to go and hand out some butt whippings, because we experienced what we experienced last year with Caitlin Clark and Iowa and some of the other team. And now we got to unfortunately give that to Dawn and her team. And this is sports. This is competition. This is how things go. You know, they pass the torch on to the next group of ladies that's going to compete for next year.
Raff, I feel like Gino does a really good job, saying specifically, I feel like he does a really good job of blending his coaching style with the changing landscape in athletics. And he's pretty outspoken on a lot of things.
Well, I was just going to say that. The evolution of Gino. I mean, you kind of see the comparisons. I see a little bit to John Cook, a little bit. The way John Cook, you know, was it 6-7 years ago, kind of changed up his coaching style. You see it with, there was a video clip going around with Gino, and Diana Taurasi walked up to him after the game or whatever and kind of gave him a little, you know, and he said something funny to her, you know, something you might not have seen 10, 15 years ago out of Gino. And we talk about, you know, how long is he going to coach? Well, if he still is enjoying it and he's loving what he's doing, there's, you know, a good possibility maybe he'll go for another 2, 3, 4 years. It's just where you're at when you're a coach. It's like, if you love what you're doing, you're going to continue to do it. But it just depends on that.
Raff, you brought up a point yesterday when we were watching. You mentioned, and I thought about it for a while, and I was like, you have to put him in that conversation. You asked, just tell me what you asked me about about Gino.
Which question? I had a lot of. I was fielding a lot of questions
about his overall having 12 and Wood and having
Yeah,
11.
yeah. He's now, he's surpassed John Wood and surpassed Red Auerbach. So I mean, you've got to look at him when it comes to college basketball. That maybe probably the greatest coach in the history of basketball.
Which you mentioned. Sorry,
Go ahead. I'm just going to say with 12 ships, I mean, it's hard to argue.
Well,
that.
yeah, I think you're really being finicky at that point. When you're talking about, double-digit titles for anybody, you're going to be really finicky when you're trying to pick who's better than the other one. I think, however, with Gino specifically, you mentioned the whole conversation about how much longer does he have. I think coaches are kind of, not to use a quote from the Batman, but it was you either, what was it, like you die
You
when
live long.
or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep.
I feel like that's kind of like it with coaches, and not necessarily to use the passing away metaphor. It's be retiring, right? Like you either retire when you're on top, or you coached way too long to then you can't get out of it. And now we're starting to see that more and more with some of the better coaches. Mike Krzyzewski,
John Cook
retired. John Cook, Kirsten Bernthal Booth from Creighton Volleyball just retired yesterday. And so like through it all, I think Gino's got time left. I don't even think that's a conversation right now. However, I hope that it's a situation to where UConn's able to honor. Like UConn is able to. I don't see, like, Gino's never going to be Gino, Don Staley. Those coaches are never going to get to a point to where it's like they're on a downfall. But do you feel like you can win another title?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, which from a competitive standpoint, when you're talking about the top echelon of coaches, I feel like they always feel like they can get the job done. So therefore, the answer is always going to be yes.
It's funny too. You look at, you talked about the hero, the quote from Batman, and you look at Gino. Like, so Gino, he was on the rise. Pat Summitt was always winning. Then all of a sudden, Gino starts winning a lot, and people are like, "Oh, I wish Pat Summitt would start winning again." Then it goes 9 years, and now people are sort of like, "Oh, maybe Gino can get another title." It's been interesting to see how he's went from like that, the good, the bad, the chasey,
the ebbs and flows.
Yep.
And Gino's been here. You think I just looked this up? I didn't realize how many years. I thought 35. He's been there for 40 years. 1985.
Yeah.
He has been the head coach there, and 12 national championships. Of course, congrats to another great season. Of course, to South Carolina. Don Staley leading their great team, but they were just overmatched, overwhelmed, and UConn had beat them by 20 something in the regular season. 25-28 blew them out that time, and that game went back and forth for a little bit, and then UConn just imposed their will on South Carolina.
That's what I say, locked in, man. They were ready to go. Well, you have 3 players in double digits, right? Mm-hmm. You had the head player, and then Fudd, I think her last name is, and another player, 24, and I think 17 or something like that among the roster. And then you look at South Carolina roster, you have you have 2 bench players just with 10 points. So from a game standpoint, UConn's offense and defense really did their job, but really the biggest thing is just outscored right now. Beckers, like I said, Beckers had the least with 17, Fudd with 24, and Strong with 24. So that right there shows you how that team was locked in, and Beckers wasn't the one carrying all the weight. It was an equal lift from everybody on that team. So between rebounders and defense, so good job. To them.
That's young talent there. And it's good to see Beckers go out on top the way she did. ACL injury early in her career. Yep. Of course, the heartbreaking loss to Iowa last year in the last few seconds. So once again, UConn claims their 12th national championship, become the women's national champion for this year. Folks, when we come back, we got some history and a lot more sports to discuss. The big game, of course, tonight, going with Florida and Houston. A lot of talk with Calvin Sampson, too, what he has managed to do there at Houston. We'll be back, folks. It's Monday. It's The Drive.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Is your air conditioner ready for the hot weather ahead? Get it checked now before you really need it. Call Bryant now to schedule your spring air conditioning service check. No matter what brand equipment you have, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean, inspect, and test to make sure it's ready to cool efficiently when hot weather hits. Stay cool and comfortable with air conditioning services from Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111 to schedule your AC check. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday.
You know, quick little before we get into the history segment, just got to tell you where our man Austin is at right now. Hopefully he's in the air. I was texting him last night before I went to sleep, and this is our very own Austin Orman who was
All right,
covering.
Austin, I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, I was like, nice talking with you.
Yeah.
But I was getting ready to go to bed. This text was about 9:30. So I was getting ready to read and go to bed, man. I'm thinking, so he left Vegas at 2 a.m. our time, 2 a.m. Central, landed in Chicago at 5:45 a.m. this morning. Hopefully he's in the air right now because his flight out of Chicago was supposed to leave at 8:45 a.m. back here to Lincoln.
Man.
So my man has got to be exhausted. You can see the meme that I put. It was when he told me his schedule. I just go, what? But that's his schedule right there is just absolutely insane. Wow. So safe travels to our man, Austin, who left when he was there a little over, right at a week as far as that goes. So shout out to him. But in history, we were talking about it over the break, AG. In 2020, then athletic director Bill Moose says the sale of beer at Memorial Stadium is not going to happen. And here we are in 2025. Never said never, but not going to happen at least that year. Of course, there will be liquor sales, alcohol sales that will take place this year. Raff, you brought up a good question. If you wonder if the lines, we have to check with some powers to be down there to see if they've started putting those lines in.
Yeah, if they put keg lines in or not. Be interesting to see because cans, that's an awful lot of cans you got to ship in. And
well, they sold out. They sell out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy is previously, at previous times where they've had beer at Memorial Stadium, they've sold out on those cans.
It's going to be interesting.
I've got an Austin update. His flight lands at 10:41 a.m.
Good job.
He will be home. He's out of Vegas.
Yeah, he said he was going to do a show this afternoon, but then he is crashing.
I don't blame him.
He go to Barnes & Noble so many times in Vegas. You know?
Yeah. Barnes & Noble and the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Then at Grand Canyon too. Did he hit that up? That wasn't far away.
I don't know. Yeah, is that in Vegas? Can you go?
Yeah, it's not far. Yeah, you hit the Hoover Dam first, and then go a little bit further east.
Dang.
Then right there, Arizona border is the Grand Canyon.
Not far at all.
Nice. What you got in history today?
Well, Nick, will you give me your best Jim Nance?
No.
Please.
Your best Jim.
Hello, friends.
There you go.
Hello,
On
friends.
this day in 1963, a 23-year-old Jack Nicklaus wins his first Masters by one stroke over Tony Lima. It was a 3-foot putt on 18. Welcome to Masters Week, friends.
Yes, it is. The greatest week.
Golf clap.
I can't wait for the Masters.
Oh man, it's
I love it.
It's a horrible time of the year. Jim Nance. Love it.
Hey, Jim Nance is probably pretty happy right now. Houston playing
Oh
for the
yeah,
title.
playing for the title. Probably sitting on the bench tonight.
Probably.
It's alma mater. You know what? Speaking of
They
Houston,
They didn't let Hakeem Olajuwon on the court.
would not let the dream on
Really?
the court. No, AG, there was a video.
JJ Watt was not happy about that either.
I'm not happy about that.
Yeah. And the dude was trying. It was one of them dudes that was probably trying to, throw his weight around. Or here's the thing: I'll give him in defense for like half a second. Maybe he didn't know who he was, but how do you not know who Hakeem Olajuwon was?
7
Maybe he did.
foot, 6'11".
I don't know, but I'm just thinking.
I can't believe Dream didn't hit him with the Dream Shake and kind of go around him.
Give him the
I would have hit him with. I would have hit him with Dream Shake.
Yeah, I can believe that. I was like, come on now.
Yeah,
I didn't juke a lot of people, but somebody hold me up, I'm gonna juke. I'm like, I gotta get around you. I gotta get celebrated.
Gotta do something, man. He's legendary. AG, that'd be like Green Bay. I mean, that'd be like Nebraska not letting you. You're there at the game on the sideline. No, you can't come out here.
That's what I'm saying. They lucky I won't run. I won't do a truck stick. I'll juke them. I'll go left and right analog stick. I'll do left and right analog stick. I won't hit the flip up on the left stick and get that truck stick going. No, I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit no crimes on the sideline. I'm give one of those and then get around them.
You know you're in trouble with AG when he reaches into his pocket and puts on his breathe right. You know you're getting truck stick.
Give me that breathe right. It's like, hey, the breathe right's on. You better go left or right. Make your mind up. Make your mind up.
AG, what you got, my man?
Oh man, I got a fun game. Pokemon Stadium came out this day in 2000. It was a video game from the N64, Nick. That was probably a part of your childhood. So the game developed by Nintendo EAD over in Europe. It was the first game of its series for most people, and is fact the second game in the series, and is the sequel to Japan's only game titled Pokemon Monster Stadium. Because of this, Pokemon Stadium has now known as Pokemon Monster Stadium number 2, only over in Japan, and it was followed by the sequel title Pokemon Stadium 2, which is also released on N64 not too long after that. So in that gameplay, you're a Pokemon trainer, you train your Pokemon, get them ready for a battle against friends online or against the computer as well. So that's pretty much the gist of the game, guys. You get your Pokemons right, just like a coach, just like a football coach, and get them ready to battle and get a win and move on to the next Pokemon.
My only N64 experience was with MLB The Show. That was the first, or not even MLB The Show. It was some Major League Baseball game. Maybe there was a college football game on there as well, like an old one, but I can't remember. But
it was either Bill Walsh. That's the oldest one.
Maybe that was it. I had a PlayStation 1 at my house, so I was busy playing Crash Bandicoot. So that was all I had.
Sorry, 2600.
Yeah.
Well, more history though. I met William Day, who is the basically the first person to have an arcade here in America. He was in Iowa, and he's been a character on the several Wreck-It Ralphs that have been on by Pixar. And so he's actually a known, historic figure in the video game industry. So he was the first person to own and run a video game arcade here in the United States, and grew from there. And I met him face to face. He was right there in the booth. He's like, I know you. He said a kid he knew from Iowa that played for the Cardinals was the Cardinals center. And the tie was between obviously football and one of my first games here as a Packer that I played against the Cardinals was down in Arizona. And I think I said, you know what? He was the starting center for the Cardinals that year. He's like, yeah, y'all beat him too. And I was like, yeah, but he was a big football fan. I was like, man, I'm thinking he's all about video games. He's like, no, Amon Green, I know who you are. He said, I saw you walk in, set up your booth. And I was like, I was just going to wait my time to come say hello because I know you played at Nebraska. And he said, I'm a fan of yours. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, you are the dude in the video game world, man. Like, come on. Let's take a picture. Let's do a selfie. Let's get it, So I had a fun weekend here in Milwaukee, and meeting him now, that kind of put the icing on the cake.
Love it.
So that's got to give you a really cool, when kids come up to you and people come up to you and are like, oh my gosh, you're Amon Green. When you have that same feeling for like a guy like that.
Yeah.
Well, definitely must give you come full circle for you.
Right. And if you've seen full circle, if you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, they projected him perfect on the movie. He didn't have his glasses on, but if he did, he looked like the cartoon character that they designed perfectly. I was like, Walter. He's like, yeah, how you doing there?
Yeah. I got a piece of history before we go to break, guys.
I'm ready.
On this day in 2019.
Oh boy.
NBA legends Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade play their final games. in the
That's
NBA.
crazy to think it's been 6 years.
2019.
Wow.
That is nuts.
Hey, I like Dirk's fadeaway. He had that little hitch, that little hitch in his leg up.
Yeah,
and he created space with that thing. So
and then,
yeah. And I met Dwayne Wade because he's a Marquette kid, and I remember doing a autograph signing at a Home Depot, a Lowe's in the Milwaukee area. I don't know if it was a sophomore year or freshman year. And they said, "Oh yeah, you're getting joined by a couple of the Marquette players." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." I say, I watch them. They're a pretty good basketball team. And they finished. And the first one that sat down was Dwayne Wade. And I was like, "What's up, man?" We gave high five. I was like, he's like, "Man," he said, "Man, I'm a fan." And I'm like, "I'm a fan of you, watching you." And then I didn't know, don't know where the road's going to go for young guys. And he just, obviously went to Miami and did his thing. So it was just interesting to meet him as a young guy in college. And he was cool, calm, and collective. And just was a different, I kind of felt that vibe of this is a good player. And watching him play, I watched Marquette during those days when he was on the roster. And I was like, that dude, he's a game changer. He has the right mindset. And I say the feeling about going in and helping the program get better. It was definitely him.
D Wade. Folks, we'll come back. We got some basketball to discuss. The Huskers take care of business there in Vegas. Also picked up a big recruit over the weekend.
And they get a bag out of it, too.
Well, absolutely. It's The Drive. We'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utility's direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at gohogwild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. We're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance or need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more. Hey, AD, look at Nick.
Oh, a little zebra cake.
Zebra cake action. So I walked into the office today, guys. I walked into the office, and on my desk, sitting back there, was just a box, or it was a brown box, like a gift. And it said, to Nick. I was like, okay, cool, interesting. What was somebody get me? I open it up, and it's a box of zebra cakes. And on it says a note, Nick, try these and see the light.
Mm.
And I remember it all stems from a tweet that I made back in early March after I had an oatmeal cream pie. And I tweeted out, oatmeal cream pies might be the GOAT of Little Debbie snacks. And that is what this is. So, Larry, if you're listening, thank you for donating a box of zebra cakes. I've never had a zebra cake. That's sarcasm. Look at me. I'm large. I've had multiple zebra cakes.
You're tiny now.
Slimming down.
No, but I am going to enjoy all 10 of these snack cakes. And AG, there's nothing you can do about it.
Hey, the only thing I'm mad about right now that you use zebra cakes and goat in the same sentence. Okay, that's the only one.
I used.
You can't. You gotta see. You gotta stop using. We gotta stop doing this. Okay, goat can't just be used on everything. All right.
Oatmeal cream
when
pie.
you're doing home snacks and convenience store snacks and throwing goat in the same sentence, okay, you got to pump your brakes. You got to pump your brakes, Nick Sainert. Okay, on that. Just say very good. It tastes great. Right? That's it. You don't have to say goat on top of that. It's a snack. It doesn't change the world.
It's the goat of Little Debbie's.
Goats change the world and change things in what they did.
No, you know what? Who changes the world?
Little Debbie.
Miss Little Debbie.
We don't even know if it's a Little Debbie anymore.
I wish I could.
Little Debbie's been little for like 40 years, 50 years.
Better Little Debbie type, like
Nutty Bars,
Star Crunch, or Nutty Bars.
Nutty Bars.
Nutty Bars were good.
Oh yeah, my
Mine
dad
was just the plain oatmeal cakes or pies or whatever.
Now here's the real question: how did you eat your Nutty Bars? Did you just take a bite of it, or did you pull them apart?
Oh, you're right.
Because that's the thing.
I never ate Nutty Bars. I ate the pies or whatever.
Well, then you have not had a childhood.
I did have a childhood, Nick. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes, Nick. Pump your brakes. Have you ever had a chocolate Chasta?
No.
Ooh.
Exactly. Pump your brakes. I did have a childhood. AD and Raff and some of the listeners know what I'm talking about. It's Chasta soda pop. They had chocolate Chasta. I had at my slumber party when I turned 8. You talking about a what is it? A non-alcoholic high? There you go.
We up here getting drunk.
Scott on the video stream. I just put it up there. Scott says Nutty Bar Little Debbie is the goat.
See what you're doing, Nick? You can't put goat on snack foods, man. We can't put goat. We could put we could say the Marie Callender's of snack foods. You could do that or something. Or Betty Crocker of snack foods. Or Chef Boyardee. Let's go there. But we can't put goat on it, okay?
Are we serious?
What?
Chef Boyardee?
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying, like, make it a cooking thing, not a goat thing. Like, who else? Who else is a great cook out there? What's her name? She's friends with Snoop Dogg. What's her name?
Gordon Ramsay.
Who? Gordon Ramsay. Fact. There you go. This snack is Gordon. You could say this zebra cake is Gordon Ramsay-esque.
That's
like
a
that
lot.
good.
You know what you could do?
Little Debbie's.
The John Elway of snack cakes.
No. See, Raff, you messing up. That's football. That's football, Raff. That's football. You gotta go to Food Network or Travel Channel. Anthony Bourdain. This is the Anthony Bourdain of fruit snacks.
We couldn't have gotten farther away from the greatest of all time by that comment that Raff just said.
Exactly. See, Raff, you can't throw Elway on everything. It's not like ketchup. John Elway is not like ketchup. You can't put him on everything. Okay.
Hizzlebear said Uncle Ben.
There you go. See, there, Hizzlebear, you got it. You getting it. You're a little wider, but you getting there, Hizzlebear.
All right. So Husker basketball.
I'm going to say this about Husker basketball. There's the old saying that says, heavy is the crown of the head who wears it. And I tell you what, all sorts of things about the crown. I heard, online, you hear a lot of things. People hear things. Here's my little synopsis of it. Nebraska won 77-66. And a seesaw game, to say the least. They got up 10 double digits. They got down double digits, and they ended up winning by double digits. And I'm going to say this, for me, that is not the ultimate goal, but you play, AG, as we always say, you play the games that are in front of you. Nebraska went to Vegas, and they won. And that's the bottom line. To me, celebrate it for 24 hours. You know, I mean, no one's saying
there's no game. Celebrate it all week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As far as a player, yeah, but as a coaching staff, it's kind of like, okay, we got this.
Yeah, you better.
It's go time.
Go recruit.
But as far as the celebration of it, enjoy the freaking Crown Championship. You won it. It's great.
Yep.
You won, and you know what? The guys got some money in their pocket. Obviously, it's a consolation prize, but you still won. You didn't want to. No, think about it. They would have went there and lost. Well, they should never went then. No, my thing is, my personal opinion. You won the games in front of you. Good for those guys. Good for the program. Enjoy it for 24 hours as a coaching staff, as the players, especially Juwan, Gary, and Bryce, and those seniors. Man, enjoy the heck out of it.
Heck yeah.
You went there and you won all week long. And and especially the last game was just a seesaw game. And Raff, we were watching, and we got up, and I said, stop playing with your food.
Yep.
And sure enough, they come back, and I said, that team's too athletic to go to sleep on them. Nebraska comes back. They win the game by double digits. I was glad they got the win. And my thing is just celebrate the win, enjoy it. And as a coaching staff, you enjoy it until today. If even then, and it's go time.
So what time's the parade tomorrow?
I don't know about
ticker
all that.
tape plate down O Street. Let's ride.
You guys just
parade. They got a bag for 300K.
Yeah,
so start there first.
AG, I'll ask you then, Raff. I'm going to ask you, AG, to those guys, those 17 guys, 16 guys on that team, what does this mean for them?
Well, it means for the guys going out, like Gary and Williams, that, hey, we ended on a good note. Now I can stack this block into whatever I'm going to do next down the line and show people what I'm capable of doing. So their last game of footage at the college basketball level to an NBA recruit, to a team overseas recruiter, excuse me, they're looking at some good film on both of them. And that, when they have a game of games, they can do this. They could get points. They could get rebounds. They can pass the ball. They could do things that help a team win. And you saw that between Gary and Williams. You got 41 points there. And a season, what he'd been brought over from Wisconsin to do, he had 21 points off the bench. And so that right there is something for those two guys to carry on their belts going out of Lincoln. And then for the people coming back, like a season and some of the other players, they can stack this block and be that momentum going into the offseason for them, knowing that they won on a good note.
Raffy, in AG, you're exactly right. You look at a guy like a Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary, another guy, Jacobson stepped in, of course, Connor stepped in. All those guys. I just wanted to put one guy of the other besides our superstars we know is obviously Bryce and Gary. But Raff, going into this thing, there was a lot of mixed emotions by, fan base and pundits, etc. Obviously, the crown is not the end goal, but again, you play the games that are there. They could easily just tank it and be like, "Hey, it is what it is."
Yeah.
It was cool to see those guys go out there and play with effort and grit because they had to show it yesterday a number of times.
And it'll pay off in the future too. I mean, they left. Say they don't play in that. They're on a 5-game losing streak, I believe.
The last time they had won was Northwestern.
So you kind of have a bad taste in your mouth, and it's like that's why I'm ending my Nebraska career. Now they've got that they've got the victory, they've got the crown on their head. That's something they're going to be talked about for the next 20 to 30 years. I mean, like I look back mid-'80s Nebraska basketball,
96,
like Henry T. Buchanan, those guys, they went to the Final Four of the NIT one. I mean, they still talk about that the NIT where they made it to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
You got the the NIT championship with Strick, and I think you're going to look at like this crown. That I would assume they're going to put some sort of banner up next year, for winning the crown tournament. I mean, it's of that, and then also too, how many guys can say that they went out winning some type of championship their final games playing at the University of Nebraska?
Who would want to go out after being absolutely boat raced by Iowa at home on senior day?
Exactly.
I would not want that to be the last time I played in a Nebraska uniform, knowing you were at home senior day and you get shellacked by your border rival as far as that goes. So I was glad the guys went and did what they did. Call me old school if you want. If you're playing for a consolation, man, play or don't play. If you're going to go out there, leave all the chips, pun intended, leave it out there. I don't care if you fly a freaking banner or not. I could care less about that. What they did do in Vegas, they took care of business and they won.
And it was kind of it was refreshing too. Kind of a throwback to they wanted to be there and play. How many years that we went to the NIT and it was like, do they even want to be there? They wanted to be there, and that was refreshing to see that they actually wanted to play.
Absolutely. I'm with you. In this current landscape of college sports where you have people leaving left and right, playing half-tailed, not, being there physically, but not emotionally being there or checked in, it was good to see that. And it was the team that decided we want to keep playing. It wasn't Fred saying you're going to play. It's like, no, we want to keep playing. And I love seeing that competitiveness. Regardless of what happened against Iowa, that's history. They wanted to play, and they went there and took care of business. Corey here says, I know the NCAA tourney is the goal, but say after 5 years of teams winning the crown and claiming prize money, assuming the prize continues to grow and becomes an even more popular destination, could some teams in the future opt out of the NCAA for the crown? I see the crown somewhat as equivalent to the waste management of golf tourney if it continues to develop. Of course, it wouldn't make sense to skip, but if the NCAA gets lazy and doesn't include money incentives after it becomes more popular in the crown, could some players be more persuaded enough? The players can still showcase their talents, even if it isn't against the best opponents. Go for the goal as a team. Me personally, I would personally hope. Corey, it's a good question. It's a valid question considering the prize package that is there from a financial aspect. But a lot of the players that are receiving funds right now, I would hope, and Nick, I want you to chime in on this. The NCAA is still the best of the best. You still want to play with the best of the best. And if you got players on your team that care more about a crown than NCAA, I'm going to worry about the pedigree of the player you're bringing in. The ultimate goal is the NCAA championship, the best with the best. However, if you don't make it there, you give your best to the next one that's up there.
If we ever get to a point, I said this earlier and I'll say it again. If we ever get to a point where teams are opting out of the NCAA tournament,
we got a major problem.
We need to look at ourselves in the mirror.
Why would you even do that? Or is that an option?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Right.
It's no,
okay.
That's we need to realize just because Nebraska wins the crown does not make the crown this world beater, competitive, ultra competitive tournament. Like, this is not me downing Nebraska's accomplishments. This is not it. This is this is the 5,000 foot view, and people are going to get mad because it's going to come across negative. The NCAA tournament's the best of the best. You want to play in the best of the best if you're a true competitor. If you don't and you willingly opt out, that's when you got a real big problem.
You better believe it.
Nebraska, all those things you guys,
that's just the goals there. Yeah.
All those things that you guys just talked about, absolutely true. Glad they played well.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate goal needs to be an NCAA tournament and compete for a national championship, not a crown championship.
And Nick, I think what you said there is spot on, and it goes into what Rule said. This is the last time we're going to celebrate a 6-win season. You got to look at that in all your
you
sports.
Can say it all you want.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
No, what I'm simply saying is,
yes.
you say that and you mean it by saying, yeah, this is cool, but this is not the goal. This is not the goal. Going to the crown was not the goal. However, they went this 24 hours. I'm enjoy the heck out of it. Then it's like it's back to business, man.
Yeah,
it's back to business, because that being the final destination, and like unknown a texture put on it, if that's the ultimate destination, we're in trouble in basketball.
Yeah. So this is an unnamed texter just texted and said PGA golf is the best of the best. Didn't keep guys from going to live. Money talks. College sports will continue to evolve, and the NCAA is in trouble unless they adapt. We're not talking that the crown is going to have $700 million contracts given to these guys. Like, at the end of the day, the best of the best, the teams that are at the best of the best, you have to realize, like, a number one overall seed is not going to opt out of an NCAA tournament because of the crown. They're not.
No.
They're not.
Yeah, so why are we even talking about it? To be
Exactly.
honest.
So because we have to also realize,
let's talk about Nebraska winning the tournament that they earned their way in. Unfortunately, it was the backdoor in, but they got a dub. That's all we need to be talking about. To be honest,
this is
where
this
we're
is-
at now is like,
this is
why are
what
we
I
talking
wanted to
about it
get
right
to.
now?
This is what I wanted to get to.
Yeah,
is that we are fascinated and infatuating ourselves with the money because it's known. We as fans, we as spectators know, okay, look, guess what? Nebraska's bringing in $300,000 to their NIL. We know that. It's an absolute. We know what's we know what's we know the figure.
It's just part of the business now.
Hold on,
So we
AG,
just keep
hold
it
on.
rolling.
You just don't know. You don't know what type of money though you get in the NCAA tournament. We forget that, and we act like teams that make the NCAA tournaments don't get additional funding, and we act like teams that don't get to the Sweet 16 don't get more NIL investments, and we act like the teams that aren't playing in the national championship tonight are going to have two of the best NIL programs in college basketball going forward because of fan investment. So, but we don't know the figures.
Yeah, we don't need to know the figures. That's the school's job. We don't need that. We need to know that unless we have insider information. We know people at Houston or Florida. that's how we find out. But really, the conversation is basically about our boys going to Vegas and winning. But then the bigger picture, like you said, the NCAA tournament, what these teams win, is off of their winnings of what they're going to get from their collectives, basically. Because you win, basically, you get the money you need. Basically, you do that for any college football program in any sport. That's the bottom line, and that's just the nuts and bolts of it. That's all the frills and chills. You just get down to the bone of it. Hey, you win games. I don't care what program you are. You're the bowling team, but you're winning championships. You'll get any type of NIL collective money you want. You just got to ask for it as long as you're winning playoff games and championship games. Period, and then getting the recruits as well. So that all comes in basically all in one big glob of things that goes on for an athletic program with winning in each and every sport they have in the athletic department.
This is what I'm getting at, is because we've had a couple of different texts that we can combine into one. Willie asked, with cash the crown could become the live. Will that trickle down the same way? Does the NCAA money go to a collective, then ensure going to players, or is it to the university? Either way, with revenue sharing coming down the stretch, even if it goes to the university, it can be funneled back to the players in the same idea. So we cannot lose sight of what the overall ultimate goal is, and that is a national championship. No matter how far away Nebraska basketball is from a national championship, that is the goal. And so I am thrilled. I cannot say this enough, and I feel like I've said it 25 times today. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that Nebraska showed up, competed, wanted to be there, and won the crown. The money is great. The experience is great. The postseason wins are great. And we definitely need to celebrate that. But also, we as fans need to be smarter in that there's never going to be a time or a rightful time to where we should ever be willing to say, yeah, you know what? I'd rather have my basketball team finish bottom half of the Big Ten Conference so we can go to the crown and compete instead of losing in the first round of the NCAA tournament. As a competitor, these guys, Fred Hoiberg will tell you, they want to play against the best. They played against the best in the crown and they won, but they want to play against the best of the best, and that is in the NCAA tournament.
So that boils down to that during the regular season and before the regular season. That means you start recruiting well, and obviously getting the recruits on staff and then getting those players developed to then get to those goals. Because those 5 games that we lost, that the team lost, I'm not saying we, the team lost, is all about talent, making sure you have the talent on the roster, so that it starts. So you got to start now, this next couple of weeks for Hoiberg and his coaching staff is finding those recruits. We got one recruit already that we're going to, that's been mentioned already, but then finding other recruits to build that around them. So that's the base and the foundation of getting in that roadmap you talk about to the NCAA tournament, because then you have the talent on the roster that you can develop and get there and then start winning those games and not be in a consolation tournament like this, even though it does benefit winning NIL money. So that's, it's a win-win at the end, but it's more like, let's win big so then we could go to the big dance and get out of the first round. And then if not, obviously we'll qualify for this, but we'll take it because still it's a benefit because we get some money for us and an athletic department to spread around.
77-66, Nebraska takes care of business. Also, we can't be lost on this fact that Bryce Williams becomes the single season record holder in points with 713. Again, congratulations to Nebraska on taking care of business. When we come back, folks, we'll discuss tonight's game and also what took place around sports with Nebraska athletics in general, baseball and softball as well. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow-smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Now's the perfect time to get even stronger at Planet Fitness. Save $28 or more when you join today for just $1 down, $15 a month. Mix up your routine or create a customized workout plan with free fitness training. That's right. Certified trainers, unlimited sessions with best-in-class equipment. Plus, there's over 2,700 convenient locations to choose from, with most open 24 hours. Save $28 or more today when you join Planet Fitness for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends April 11th. See Home Club for details.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds.
On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Real quick around the world action for Husker sports before we dive in and give the meat share of this to NCAA basketball we got going on tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, before we dive into that, segment brought to you by our friends at Renew. Call or text Nate, Eric, or David at 402-833-3858 or visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. What do they do best, Raffy?
Everything.
That is correct. From body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray in bed liners, paintless dent repair, rust proofing, and undercoating, they do it best. Give Nate, Eric, or David a text or a call today, 402-833-3858, or you can learn more online at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you. All right. I think I'm going to do a ceramic coating on my car.
Hello.
Are you serious?
I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know what it's going to change. I don't know what it's going to look like after it's done.
Makes it bulletproof.
But David did say that it would make it incredibly shiny, and it would they'll just buff out some things. So I think I'm going to do it.
Nice.
So I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to leave it up to the experts, and I'm going to let David and his guys at Renew take care of all that.
Add some years to your car because
that's what I need.
Midwest weather, is rough on a car, so it will help with that for sure.
Yeah. I suppose so.
How long did that take to get done?
No idea. It's in David's hands. It is in my vehicle. My transportation is all in David's hands.
Hello.
They'll take good care as always.
My vehicle is in his hands. I got my vehicle in his. That's David for me. Anyway, go ahead.
Nebraska takes care of business, although in softball, the ladies were in Iowa City this weekend. They lose the last one yesterday. But they win the series, not sweep, but they win the series 2-1. The Huskers fell to 28-10 overall for the year. They're 8-3 in the Big Ten. Iowa improved to 22-14. They are 3-6 in the Big Ten. Nebraska took care of business on Friday and Saturday. Of course, lose yesterday's game. Jordy Ball had 3 hits, including a double. But Ball also took the loss in the circle. She threw 22 innings and allowed 5 runs, but none were earned. But overall, they did take care of business. They would like to obviously sweep that thing and take care of it. But they end up taking care of business 2-1 over Iowa and Iowa City. Husker baseball, they do basically the same thing. They win over the weekend. I'm on Friday and Saturday and drop the one Sunday to Rutgers. Nick, did you have a chance to watch that one? Because I didn't watch that game.
Very, very little. And Nebraska started to figure out some things. Not only on the mound, I thought Ty Horn had a really nice day on Saturday. I was talking to a couple other guys over the course of the last week or so about just what Nebraska needed. And a lot of it was their pitching is going to be clunky, it appears, going forward the rest of the year. And so at some point, the bats are going to need to wake up. And they did. They scored enough runs on Friday. They scored enough runs on Saturday. They just came up a little bit short on Sunday. But ultimately, Nebraska now is in the race to even just make the Big Ten tournament. They just need to finish in the top 8 and make the Big Ten tournament. That's their number one goal. They're not probably going to get an at-large bid into the regionals. So that means that the only way that Nebraska could be playing some postseason experience for baseball is if they win the conference. And so you know how it is. They always, it's at Omaha. It's in Omaha. So there's always a little bit of a home field advantage there, home state advantage there for Nebraska. But ultimately, They need to start stringing some series together, because I think if you would have told us that Nebraska's first Big Ten series win came April 6th or April 5th, you're going to say, you would say that, oh no, that's not necessarily where you wanted it to go. And so they got to string a couple of these together, stay strong in the midweek. They have Kansas this week in the midweek action before they travel, I believe, to Iowa City this weekend. And so it's going to be a matter of, can they find consistency in the lineup and find guys to once again just eat innings and go out and throw strikes and be competitive.
Well, you're playing a 27-6 KU team as well. They are no slouches by any stretch of the imagination. They are 13-2 at home, 12-4 away. That's going to be a matchup tomorrow for Nebraska baseball as far as that goes. And as far as that goes, this entire month is going to be a ride for Nebraska baseball. KU tomorrow. Then they headed to Iowa City. They played them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then on Tuesday, those pesky Creighton Blue Jays again in Omaha. So they've got quite a few games, of course, until then. But going up into that gauntlet, they've got number 22 in the nation tomorrow there in Lawrence, Kansas. So good luck to them tomorrow as they travel down to Lawrence. Yeah. You guys, tonight's game, you look at Kelvin Sampson. What he is, he got mixed with the K. What he's brought in, and you look at what Florida has done. You guys, who gets the nod? Who gets the nod?
It's going to be the team that gets their shots in and play defense. And so far, what I've seen more Gator games than Cougar games. So, I've seen more Cougar games than Gator, excuse me. And right now, I'm seeing Houston very long, very athletic. They keep their hands up in your face, and they shoot the three well. So, not saying they're going to win, but having them two factors in. Like I said, not a lot of Gator basketball, but I'll check out some highlights between now and then to see what's going to go on. But I would go off that information for myself. Right now, Cougars got a little edge. Not saying they're going to win, but they definitely got a big edge, and their confidence is high. I know both teams' confidence is high to be one in this game. This is it. So your confidence has to be on the highest level it needs to be to go out there and compete and win. But I'll say Houston's defense may be the deciding factor coming in this game.
I was just going to say that Raffi, when you look at the two teams, Houston, they're good offensively, but it's defense that really is where they separate themselves. They separate themselves on the defensive end of the floor, and that's Kelvin Sampson's MO. It has been his entire coaching career. They have a really good scorer in LJ Cryer, who started his career at Baylor before transferring to Houston 2 seasons ago. But ultimately, that was the reason that they were able to come back against Duke. It was because of their defensive adjustment. And I thought Kelvin Sampson did a really good job and isn't getting enough credit this week because of the job that he did adjusting mid-game to what Duke was presenting him. They started to double Cooper Flagg at the start. Mm-hmm. Cooper Flagg started to hurt him with his passing ability. And so then they went back and they stopped doubling Cooper. And it actually worked out better for them. Cooper Flagg was held to Duke as a team was held to 2 field goals in the last 9+ minutes of game time. I mean, it's just bizarre, the defensive job that Kelvin Sampson was able to do against the Duke Blue Devils. And so ultimately, I think I sit here and I say, okay, Florida, when they're at their best, they shoot the three really well. Walter Clayton, the Walton Clayton Jr., the details with him. He had consecutive 30-point games. It's the first time that that's happened since Larry Bird. Florida is in their first title since, I believe, 2008, if I remember correctly.
Billy Donovan.
With Billy Donovan. I said this statistic on the early show, guys. So Todd Golden, who is the Florida head coach, is in his 3rd year with the Florida Gators. He was 16-17 in year 1. He was 24-12 in year 2. And now maybe not 24-12. Excuse me. He was like 24 and maybe 12 is right. And then he's now 35-4 in year 3. He came from the University of San Francisco, and he could become just the 2nd Florida Gators head coach to win a national title today.
Yeah. Awesome. Will any of you guys be surprised if this game's already decided going into the last 4 minutes of the game? I just feel like this is one of those games that it's going to be contested all the way up until the final buzzer, because just the play, it seems like you have Cryer, you've got Sharp, you've got Clayton, and how he plays. I think this is one of those games. I think going to that last 4-minute timeout, I think this game it's going to go down to the end. I think.
Which this entire Final Four's lived up to that. AD,
Yeah.
Where it's been on paper, we knew it. Like these are the top 10 net rating teams, AD, and it's like we'll see if it lives up to it on the floor, and it certainly has, man.
We were watching a clip yesterday. Some gentlemen we were watching the games with, they were showing us some of the Houston practice tape and how they were a loose ball drill, and they're going all out in practice.
Flopping on the floor.
Flopping on the floor. This loose ball drill, boxing out drill. Houston plays that way.
Yeah,
it's just like the old saying: you practice like you play like you practice. Mm-hmm. Houston goes. You think about the game against Duke. We haven't talked about. Maybe the last time we probably see Coop in a college uniform. He hasn't announced it officially yet, but we all know, for all needs and purposes, he's going to be the number one pick in the draft. A guy who should have been playing, not should have, but technically he'd been playing high school basketball at this time. He's going to announce that, shortly he was the player of the year, kind of a program note as well. Update. Pitino was named Naismith Coach of the Year from Arkansas. But you look at that game, they were down double digits and come back and win that game. Defense, that steal, then they bring it back again. Houston is a team that just doesn't quit until the buzzer's over. Raff, I was showing Raff this post, AG and Nick, to where every one of their players runs a mile in 5 minutes, I think 16 seconds. Oof. They had a picture of all of his guys. They literally look like a bunch of free safeties and cornerbacks. They were ripped up, and those guys just play physical. And think about you think about Coach Sampson. He's 69 years old. And on The Athletic, it says he was getting a number of texts from a lot of guys. I said, win one for the old guys, from Greg Popovich, Tubby Smith, Tom Izzo, and Rick Barnes. They message of support from their fellow baby boomers. So this game, I think, and I agree with the AG, Nick and Raff, that I think it's going to go down to the wire. Yep. I think Houston probably gets them, though, just because of that's a team that they're like, if Florida's going to beat them, they're going to have to beat them. Mm-hmm. If that game's close, Houston, if you look at, they just don't run out of gas, man. Run out of gas.
Yeah, and they got to stay focused. Florida is a good team. In the last 10 games, they've been averaging 89.6 points a game. So having that factor, but then for the defensive side for Houston, they've been holding opponents to 59 points a game. So that's where, like I said, that is where we're going to see the difference between these two teams. It's going to be the defensive side of the ball, because I'll say this, just like in football, off scoring points is easy when you can, basically. If you have the players in place, and both teams have the players in place to score points. But it's going to be the players in the same places. When that ball goes to defensive side, will they D up a guy? Will they get a rebound, a defensive rebound, still create a turnover some way? That's going to be the difference in this game, because scoring points in basketball, when you have the talent, is there. But I remember talking to my nephew, St. Cyr, a couple years ago when he was at Loyola, and I remember him really playing defense, and how frustrated he was. Like, I never really learned it at the high school level. He's telling me this, and then at the college level, like, we are practicing defense more than we play offense in the practice. So it's like, okay, like I said, I could have told you that, because that's where things are in college basketball, and then on to the professional leagues, and that's where you go way back in time, where when everybody was doubting Michael Jordan about being an offensive player, that's all he does. But then he turned around the next year, he won defensive player of the year. So it's something that you got to focus on. And I think Coach Sampson has done a fantastic job with these players to telling them players in their brain, hey, you flip it, you got offense, then right away you flip it to defense and get back and make sure they don't score points to keep us, on a run of scoring our points to keep the game. I say have that imbalance to where we always have an advantage on the offensive side.
That'll be interesting to see the crowd being in San Antonio.
Yeah,
it's going to be a home crowd.
Houston.
That's only a 3.5 hour drive. That's it.
Cubsker,
it's going to be full.
Cubsker, enjoy your drive. Cubsker texted in. I'll be driving 2 hours from Salinas to support the Huskers tomorrow. Safe travels to you and cheer loud for them. Folks, we're going to our last break. We come back. We got the RGT and closing word. Just the drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at copplecars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hey, bestie! Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Early break. How to present the card.
Present your credit card or your debit card. And you're presenting generally
At first,
debit.
when you said that, I thought you were talking about your business card. And I go, so you're giving them your business card. Thank you. And I'm Steve Sipple from On3. And if you need to log in, do that.
You will get an occasional
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I love it. Terrell knew I was back today. He wore his John Elway jacket. That is so cool. Thanks, T. Farley. I appreciate that.
Dang. Well, we're back.
Oh my goodness, Raff.
Terrell.
Folks, for the last segment, we got some RGT time. Again, it's going to be a great night tonight in basketball. I was telling Nick, man, I had a bad dream last night, AG and Raff, and it shows you just craziness. I woke up about 2:45, nervous, sweating. I had a dream that I was at a coffee shop and somebody stole my laptop. And I was thinking about my files and all my information. And it took me about, 2 or 3. I was like, AD, take your behind back to sleep. But I did when I got up this morning, a little bit later, I went upstairs and looked at my laptop. Yeah. I woke up just flustered out of a bad dream. Raff, what do you got, my man?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to Harnu and Javier Sidhu. Yesterday, they were on Bigger Than the Score with Pete Ferguson. And in today's world, you hear a lot of negatives. You read a lot of negatives. You see a lot of negatives. But those two kiddos, they renew my just positivity and that this world is not lost, because you got these two that are going to be representing the world going forth. And what Pete does with them and the interview, and just, if you get a chance, go back and listen to Bigger Than the Score yesterday. It's just a great show that Pete does. But Harnu, Javier, you two are Raff's Good Take.
I love it, man. And great good takes as well, RGTs. And we say this about Pete. We tease each other a lot, but Pete, the impact he makes with those kids and has been developing them for 20 plus years is impressive. To see them now in the workforce and graduate degrees, coaching themselves. So again,
well, I played that video for you yesterday.
Yeah,
so at the end of the show, Pete always asks, who is your idol? And Harnu starts talking and goes, well, in junior high, I met this guy. He was always so peppy, and I just wanted to impress him. And finally, he announced me I was going to be on the equity, the cadre. And she looks at him and she goes, Mr. Ferguson, you're my idol. And you could just see Pete just taken aback. And it was so good. So pretty cool stuff. And I just love that positivity, and the world needs more of that. X out that negative stuff.
Absolutely. And Pete spreads a lot of it. Pete, we appreciate you and the whole show that you guys do on Saturday mornings and sharing that, man. The attitude adjustment today, I posted this earlier this morning. It says you can't undo the past, but you can do better today. Sometimes it's easy to live in yesterday's mistakes, yesterday's world, yesterday's sorrows. I'm not saying you get over it, but I am saying you got to get time to definitely get back up. My dad would always say that. He goes, son, there's nothing you can do undo about yesterday, but you can do better today. And take that a day tight compartment. So folks, just do better today, this Monday, this day, this gift. Raff, AG, what you got, my man?
Man, I'm definitely a piggyback on that. You just make sure you just take care of what's in front of you. Take it, and that's why my dad used to say, Mom said all the time, take one day at a time.
That's right. That's right.
There you go, Raffy.
Everyone, have a great Monday. Enjoy the national championship game. Be nice to each other, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at